Liverpool 0, Man United 0. I don't know how. I didn't expect it. I thought we'd get cooked. It was going to be lambs to the slaughter. I'm in shock. And we've managed to draw the game. And I'm still trying to think how we did it. And do I feel bad? I'm thinking like, should I have shown more faith that we could get something out of it? No, I'm not going to do that because revisionism is easy to do. I think with everything going into this game and how we were playing versus how Liverpool were playing, I think we were entitled to feel down in the dumps about what was going to happen tonight. But where do we start as to why it didn't? There were bits of the performance that I didn't like, and I'll get into what I didn't like and the things that weren't quite right. But at the end of the day, we were resolute. We frustrated Liverpool. Liverpool weren't as good as they needed to be as well. They didn't create the types of chances that they needed to. And that was down to us, as well as them not being at it. And I think it's a mixture of and culmination of all them things. Second half, we started to get a couple more looks at the goal. In transition, we managed to, Rasmus Højlund had a chance. Anthony was in good positions. Garnacho was in a couple good positions, but we failed to capitalise. So I was really disappointed in that. But I just want to talk about the positives. Raphael Varane, the ghost, the wraith, the phantom. He was excellent tonight. Brought in out the cold against Bayern Munich and played well. Then you're asking him to go straight away again 3 days later or 4 days later, whatever it was, against a tough Liverpool team where everyone thinks we're going to get moved to, including most of our own fans. And you know what? It wasn't that he done anything spectacular. He just took care of his business. Reading the game, anticipation of where to be, making sure he got his head on the end of everything, getting blocks in. And that just contributed to Liverpool getting more and more frustrated. And Johnny Evans, right next to him as well, had a similar theme to his game. Again, it wasn't a masterclass from them two. And, they were absolutely flawless. But in terms of doing their job and making sure that there were no real easy looks at the goal, they defended really well. I think the fullbacks as well. Yes, we didn't get forward and create chances, and it definitely wasn't that type of game. But again, being firm when you needed to be firm and fight when you need to fight. We did that. And to be honest, this was a game whereby if Man United had lost it in the way that we thought we would, we probably wouldn't know where to turn, even though we knew what was incoming. Let's just be real. Like, if we'd have got slapped 5-0, like maybe I thought we would have, like, it wouldn't have made anything any easier. And I'm not saying like, see, we're actually way better than we think we are. But in terms of tonight, we do deserve credit. And that is what I am going to be a bit positive about that, because this is a game that everyone expected Man United to lose. This is a game that if we did lose it, Ten Hag's staring down the barrel again and all the heat is scrutinised. And not a lot of people are talking about actually how poor Liverpool was. For that dominant Szoboszlai, hooked, didn't do nothing. Cody Gakpo off the bench, forcing shots, getting blocked. Trent into midfield, one shot that went just wide. Other than that, nothing. Spamming crosses, didn't do shit. Luis Diaz, cutting in, getting shots, blocked, didn't do nothing. Salah, okay, he had a little shot on target, but other than that, we didn't give him any gilt-edged opportunities bearing down on our goal. Harvey Elliott's usually a game changer, didn't do nothing when he come on. Curtis Jones didn't do nothing. So Liverpool fans will be able to say, like, Man United, oh, look at them, they're shit. They come here, camped out like the old Stoke, whatever. But at the end of the day, they were supposed to beat us today. And we frustrated them and made them not be able to do it. It's as simple as that. And AGT, listen, I know I'm not covered in glory because I predicted my team was going to lose 5-0. I get that. But as the saying goes, on this very channel, in this very room, he sat here with his smug face saying, anything less than 3, I ain't accepting. And once it gets to 5, I want 8. Excuse me. And yeah, I didn't give it like this at the time because I was shook, but I'm not shook now because we drew, yeah? And he's in the mud. And I even told him, as you see in the video, I said, and you know what? Lastly, I said, boy, anyhow we get a draw, I'm going to celebrate that like a win, right? It weren't like this is out the blue. I told man what would happen if we'd win. I told man what would happen if we'd lose. And I told man what would happen if we drew, yeah? And we've drawn the game, so I'm coming with that energy, and he's getting cooked. You see on DR tomorrow morning, I don't care how shameless it is. We'll probably go lose against West Ham next game knowing us. I don't care. It's about living the moments. I've had to take bare licks from that guy, and he was coming on some 8-0 thing. He was coming on some 5, 6, 7, 8s and that. We want 10. All of that. So he needs to hold that. He was only the real Liverpool fan that has said that I came across really. Doyle, he's a good lad. I don't know what he said beforehand. But yeah, in terms of individual performances as well, though, I've got to get to the bits that maybe I didn't like. And as you guys saw on the stream, I'm going to be honest, like, I thought a lot of our attacking play was so poor. And to the point where it didn't fill me with much confidence for the rest of the game because I just felt that Liverpool would be able to go up a gear or Liverpool would make changes like they did, and that would result in us making a mistake or losing concentration, which didn't happen, which I do give us respect for. But I have to say the wastefulness, like the midfield, Scott McTominay for large parts, especially in that first half, absolutely awful. Couldn't string a couple passes together, even little basic things from throw-ins. Like we just couldn't do it. And I think that, me personally, I think that's pathetic. I think Kobbie Mainoo, again, showed a lot of minerals. It's a tough game to come into. At times, some people were running off him and struggled a little bit. Other times, he's flying into tackles. And actually, he laid in a ball that pretty much set up our best chance, which on another day, Garnacho would probably get there before Trent. Trent gets back and gets a toe. There's a great ball from him. A couple of times, he played forward as well. So I'm proud of him to do that at 18 and come into this type of game. Although it was up and down, it was a difficult game for him. Amrabat, there was large parts of what he done where, like I said on the stream, I see the weaknesses in his game, both on the ball and off the ball for this type of game. But he was honest. He kept trying. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Even McTominay kept trying. Like, I didn't see players down tools. I didn't see that. And I do give respect for that. But that midfield going forward can't really play too much more games together. It's not good enough. It wasn't good. Anthony on the right-hand side, again, a couple of good moments, but mostly just wasteful. Yes, he's going to be honest and he's going to work his nuts off, and I respect him for that. Won the ball a couple of times off Diaz, got back and helped. I'm not criticizing him for that. I'm talking about going the other way. I wasn't happy with that. Garnacho, first half, struggled. We were hitting balls to him aerially, which he's not going to compete with Trent, so I understand that. But he struggled to really get involved in the game, again, showing that he's still got leaps and bounds to go. Like, he's not ready yet, completely, and I get that. But that was just one of the frustrations I took. Rasmus Højlund, again, it was the game that I expected. Like, going to be fighting Konate, going to be fighting Van Dijk, not going to win much. But won a couple of fouls, done the ugly side, and got an open look, but a shot from a tight angle that probably wouldn't beat Alisson from there. But he did okay. Onana, a couple of shaky moments, a couple of good distribution moments as well. And then on to Ten Hag, I will say this. I mean, Marcel touched on it about, did we see him do something different? Gary Neville touched on it beforehand and said, if Man United play in exactly the same way, they'll get run through. And this is where it goes back to the positives. I did see, it was negative and we had to sacrifice any form of quality and giving Liverpool something to think about, especially into the second half. But for large parts, we were deep, we were compact, and that led to there not being huge gaps where people can run through. There wasn't like a crazy one-on-one where Gakpo should have scored or Salah clean through, dink the keeper, open space, tap in. Like the things that happened last year. Do you know what I mean? And the year before that. And all the other times we've gone there and got absolutely smoked. And that was down to us being compact. That was down to a clear tactic, not to run around pressing and to be, resolute. Do you know what I mean? And not have loads of open spaces and force Liverpool to find a different way around, which they ran out of ideas in the end. That I do give credit for. And the last thing, Michael Oliver, you are disgusting. Darwin Núñez done exactly the same thing, like a double descent, even clapped him like this, giving it all this. What did he do? What? Because early in the game, you think you can't give a red card. And then what? 94th minute away, when actually Dallow's right, it was our fucking ball. And then he decides to send him off for showing a bit of passion. I hope he gets relegated to the Championship and he shouldn't come back. He's supposed to be our best referee. And I hope that we appeal that and it gets rescinded, because that is absolutely pathetic. I don't want to see Howard Webb on the ref watch thing with Michael Owen saying, well, what we can see here is clearly a little bit of dissent from Diogo Dalot, and he should have done better there. But Michael clearly fits. Shut up, man. It's shit refereeing, and that needs to be rescinded. That is what I will say. That is a Thai thing. He is a disgrace and he's a cheat, and he should be relegated to the Championship and shouldn't even come back, because that is double standards at its finest. But listen, as I look back on it, I'm proud that we got that out of it. We got a draw. I didn't expect it. I didn't think it would happen. But I have to big us up in the moment of getting a draw, because I didn't think we could do it. And Liverpool clearly thought they had other ideas to win that game comfortably, and they were poor as well. Hopefully now it can mean something going into away at West Ham, because if we just go there and get pumped, Kudu's doing a madness, then we're back to square one again, innit? But today is about today, and this 90 minutes, we managed to come through. AGT, hold that. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.